MA Moncrief to inbound it at half court to Terry Roberts, and here we go. Final 20 minutes. Georgia trying to end a 3-game losing streak. South Carolina trying to snap a 4-game skid. Dogs down 2 as the second half begins. Roberts, long overhead pass to Cario Oquendo, and his 3-ball is off the mark. Hits the rim, no good, and the rebound goes to South Carolina. Oquendo, 0 points in the first half. Now 0 for 3 in the ballgame.
Well, I tell you, when you go this long in a game, no points from Terry Roberts, no points from Cario, no points from Braylon Bridges. You know, you really appreciate a guy like Mardrez McBride picking up slack.
Yeah, you got to thank the bench tonight. Michi Johnson covered up by Moncrief out on the perimeter. Give it to Jackson. He drives in. Holt blocks his shot, takes it away. Juice will take it into the front court. Give it to Cario. Crossover by Gray and fouled by the big man near the basket. Cario tried to take it to the rack, and Gray, with that big 7-foot, 255-pound body, bumps him out of the way. His second foul of the game, and that'll send Cario to the free throw line looking for his first points of the night. Chance to tie it up with 2 shots for Oquendo, celebrating his 23rd birthday today. Free throw number 1, up and in. First point of the game for Oquendo, who's averaging right at 13 a game this season. Last year he averaged 18 in conference games, but Georgia didn't have a whole lot offensively going on, and Cario was the mainstay as he hits both foul shots. This year, a few more options for Georgia offensively, and Oquendo's point total is down a little bit. Still like to see him get it going tonight. He's got 2 points. We're tied at 37. And South Carolina turns it over, trying to go to Hayden Brown down on the left baseline.
Hayden Brown had left the post, the low post, to go to the middle. The guy thought he was still going on the baseline. He threw it on the baseline. There was nobody there.
Brown may have injured his right shoulder a little bit. The official stops play. That was Todd Austin that blew the whistle, checking on Hayden Brown. He's kind of shaking his right arm, trying to flex his shoulder a little bit. He may have injured it on that last play down there on that South Carolina turnover, but he stays in the game. Roberts with the ball in front court for the Dogs. Georgia can take the lead here if we convert. Oquendo, low hard dribble with the right hand, drives down on the block. His shot is blocked by Gray. South Carolina with a takeaway. They push it up right to left, go inside. Bounce pass is kicked by Juice Holt. South Carolina will keep the possession. 90 seconds into the second half here, and it's tied at 37.
Tell you what, the Gamecocks are really fast breaking. We have got to get back transition defense.
Out of bounds play. They throw it in from the right baseline into the left corner to Chico Carter, who was wide open for a 3, and he buries it. Carter with his third 3 of the game. And South Carolina breaks the deadlock, 40-37 now. Holt with the ball, drives right baseline into a double team, kicks it out front to Roberts. Doesn't take the 3, passes up inside, drops it off on the block to Anselm. 7 to shoot. Frank forces it up off the far side of the glass. Offensive rebound, Moncrief, but he backs up and steps on the baseline and is out of bounds with a basketball. South Carolina will have the possession. We finally got an offensive board, but stepped out of bounds with it.
Well, we are not looking nearly as aggressive defensively as South Carolina. South Carolina is making it really hard for us to get decent looks.
Michi Johnson to Jackson. Quick feed back to Michi Johnson. Curls around right side, leans in for a 10-footer right of the lane, and all net. Michi Johnson. Here goes South Carolina again. Lead is up to 5, 42-37. Moncrief trying to back Hayden Brown into the paint. Nowhere to go. Gives it back up to Oquendo, head of the key. Anselm out for a screen. Cario drives inside, banks it home in the paint, and they call an offensive foul on Oquendo.
Yeah, it was. That was the right call.
Hayden Brown getting in the way and taking the charge for South Carolina. Oquendo called for the foul, and he's going to head to the bench. Mike White will substitute, get Mardrez McBride and Jabri Abdul-Rahim in the contest. And Anselm will come out along with Oquendo. McBride had a fine first half, going 4 for 4 from three-point range. and is still Georgia's leading scorer with a dozen points. 42-37, Carolina by 5. More than 17 minutes remain in the contest tonight, but the Dogs got their work cut out for them here against one of the teams in the bottom of the conference right now. Dogs with a takeaway. They get the steal. Holt up into the front court, goes to Jabri, awkwardly drives to the basket, and draws contact on South Carolina. Foul called on Benjamin Bozeman-Verdonk, the 6'9" transfer from Illinois. And that'll send Jabri to the line. Clock stops at 16:55. And Abdur-Rahim with 7 first-half points, looking to scratch for the first time here in the second half. Free throw on the way, good. Jabri on the season, 82% from the line. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
And we're doing much better at the line tonight, 5 for 5, so never mind.
Missed that one. Well, I can't make them all. We're within 4, though, 42-38. Carolina forces the issue, aggressively drives to the basket, but Meechie Johnson misses the floater. The Dogs take it away. Georgia working on the other end. Moncrief out of control, mishandles the dribble, tried to split a double team and lost the basketball. South Carolina gets it right back. Gamecocks ball left into the floor. Chico Carter to Brown. His pass is deflected. Ball's loose on the floor, rolling. Roberts laying on top of Hayden Brown, looking for the tie-up, and the whistle blows. It is called a jump ball, a tie-up. Gamecocks have the arrow. So they'll keep the possession, and Jacoby Wright will check in for Lamont Paris's team down to our left, and Anselm back in for the Dogs. 42-38, South Carolina with a lead. And they have the ball, 17 on the shot clock to inbound it after the tie-up. Throw it into Hayden Brown, the Citadel transfer. Over to Meechie Johnson for a wide open 3. Had time to measure it, and the Ohio State transfer nails it. Mike White wanted a timeout. Play continues, though. He's going to let him play on through. 45-38 after that South Carolina 3. Here's Roberts, floater to the rim. High, and a slam dunk by Anselm. Alley-oop from Roberts to Big Frank, and he finishes it strong.
Very wise choice by Mike to let that timeout go.
45-40. Gamecocks by 5 with the ball. Johnson diagonal dribble, hands off to Jackson, middle of the floor. They go back to Wright. One-handed pass back over to Meechie Johnson. Got a screen. Dribbles behind it. Holt picks him up to Wright. 9 seconds on the shot clock for South Carolina. Jackson falls down, loses the basketball. We go to the floor, pick it up with Anselm and Abdur-Rahim. Dogs with the ball. Jabri fakes the 3. Dribbles in the right corner, lost the handle, out of bounds. Was that tipped out by South Carolina? I was screened out.
No, it was off Georgia. It's their ball.
Just mishandled by Jabri, I guess, and we turned it over as we go into the timeout. 15-17 remaining. South Carolina with a 5-point lead on the Dogs. It's the Gamecocks 45, the Bulldogs 40. Now this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
College sports is
exceptional offers and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, they only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. So visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics, and go Dogs. South Carolina with the lead, 45-40. Gamecocks 1-6 in the league play. Their only win on the road at Rupp-Arena, where they beat Kentucky back on January 10th. Gamecocks coming into tonight have lost 4 in a row and 6 of 7. Georgia's dropped 3 straight. And South Carolina with the edge right now with 15 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. They're up 5 on the Bulldogs. Dogs are shooting just under 50% for the game, and South Carolina right at 46%.
And the Dogs have picked up the pace on defense. You see them now diving for loose balls and coming away with some of them.
We're in a man-to-man defense right now. South Carolina on the offensive end. Meechie Johnson above the arc, overheads it over to Wright. Left wing 3, good. Jacoby Wright with his first points of the ball game. Their third 3 and a half already, and it's 48-40 South Carolina. Gamecocks shooting it tonight a lot better than they have
all year,
most of the season. Mardrez for three. He airballed it, I think. Just nicked the rim. We tried to save the rebound in the corner with Jabri, but couldn't save it, out of bounds. Mardrez with his first miss from distance tonight. South Carolina gets it back in an 8-point lead and less than 14 and a half minutes to go. Gamecocks came into this game. There's a deep three that won't go. Hits the back of the rim by Meechie Johnson. Ill-advised shot there. Rebound to the Dogs. Hill's got it. Justin back in the ball game along with Mardrez. Bounces it to the wing. Back to Hill. Hill with a left-hand dribble. Sees an opening. Side dish over to Jabri. Ball is kicked on the bounce pass by South Carolina. We'll reset the clock to 20. Braylon Bridges is going to come in. See if we can get Braylon going tonight. He's scoreless, 0 for 2, without a rebound as well.
Yeah, we're still looking for Terry to get on the board.
Anselm's played most of the minutes inside tonight. Yeah, Roberts hasn't scored. Quindo finally got some free throws. Deep straightaway three. Jabri missed it off the right side of the iron. Zachary Davis, a 6'8 freshman, rebounds for South Carolina. They lead by 8, and they've got the ball. Less than 14 minutes remaining here in a sold-out Stegman Coliseum. Meechie Johnson dribbles. Now he picks it up. Big guy comes out, takes the pass, scoops it back to Johnson. He weaves his way down the lane against Bridges. Missed the scoop shot. And the big guy, Bozeman's Verdonk, rebounds and hooks it back up and in for his first points of the night. 6'9", 250-pound transfer from Illinois. Gets in the scorebook. And for the first time tonight, it's a double-digit lead. 10 points, 50-40, South Carolina. Now Bozeman's Verdonk, that's a hyphenated last name. From Belgium, commits his second foul on the Dogs, a hold. Dogs will inbound it again. We've fallen down 10 points here on our home floor. Hill fires it into Roberts on the entry. Bounce it to Mardrez, left wing, to the elbow. Bounce feed to Braylon Bridges. Jump hook from 8 feet. No good, off the rim. Rebound lost by South Carolina over the baseline. They couldn't handle it.
Yep, we got
Dogs
a break
get a
there.
break.
Yeah, they just totally mishandled the basketball. They had the rebound.
So Georgia, another 20 on the shot clock.
Now you got to make them pay for that.
Boy, you're not kidding. Especially when you're down 10. Hill, deep pass to Mardrez McBride. And now it's stolen at half court by South Carolina, and they're going to take it and lay it up with Meechie Johnson. Pass was too high on the entry for McBride to handle. Now it's a 12-point deficit, and McBride misses a 2-point jumper left of the lane. Rebound out of bounds, off the rim, and out of bounds over the left baseline. We're down a dozen now, 52-40. Dogs are going to have to climb out of the hole here with less than 13 minutes to go. We're down 12. Meechie Johnson walks it into the front court, right to left for South Carolina. They're all in black. The Dogs are in white. There's a steal for Roberts. Might be the first point for Terry, and it is.
And he made sure.
Two-handed dunk for Roberts. First basket of the game comes with 12:32 to go, and it's 52-42. Another steal by the Dogs. Jabri into the front court with Hill. Tries to cross over. Wright defended it well for South Carolina. Dogs have the possession, though. Down 10, can cut it to single digits. Hill on the drive and the kick out, and Roberts couldn't handle the pass and lost it on the side court out of bounds.
He was trying to move with the ball before he actually caught the ball. Slipped through his hands and went out of bounds.
Well, we got the turnover, couldn't do anything with it. South Carolina will have the possession. Georgia will get Frank Anselm back into the ball game. Bridges out. We've got Roberts, McBride, Abdur-Rahim, Oquendo, Anselm are 5 on the floor. South Carolina 52, Georgia 42. Dogs' last lead in the game was 20-18 with 11 minutes to play in the first half. We're down 10 now. Gamecocks ball. G.G. Jackson holds far side of the floor. They go into the corner, back up the wing to Jackson. Pass out front.
I like a dunk
A little
here.
too deep. Here's a steal by Roberts and another two-handed dunk by Terry. Now it's an 8-point lead, 52-44. Well, we got the steal that time, did make them pay. Carolina back and forth in the backcourt. They get it across the half-court line. Johnson holds. Jackson has it between the circles. There's a three-ball right side. Jacoby Wright, he was left wide open, and he drained it.
Coach White was not happy because
he saw it coming.
He was trying to yell at them to get in the right defense, and they weren't doing it.
55-44. Carolina by 11. Largest lead has been 12 a few moments ago. Roberts, pump fake underneath the basket, going to shoot it, and it hangs on the front edge of the rim and falls in through for him. All of a sudden, Roberts is trying to heat up. He's got 6. He had nothing at the half and nothing through about the first 7 minutes of this half. 55-46, South Carolina leads by 9. Gamecocks ball. They work it out near the half-court line with Carter. He holds, now dribbles it once with a right hand. Feeds it to the wing to Meechie Johnson, an Ohio State transfer. To the big guy, Gray. He spins, may have traveled, puts it up, dances on the rim. Ball falls off the right side, rebounded by Jabri Abdur-Rahim. Dogs with the ball, Oquendo into traffic in the paint. Kicks it back out above the arc, and the Dogs will reset. 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Less than 10.5 minutes remaining. We're down 9. Roberts pushes right to Oquendo. He drives, tries to lay it in, won't go, gets his own miss, and follows up and in good. Carrio's first basket of the game comes with 10:10 to play. We need those guys to score.
Boy, no doubt. No doubt. You got it within 7,
yep. Down by as much as 12. Now it's 7. Carter, shot fake from 3. Pulls it down, shoots again, and makes Oquendo pay. Was there a foul on the play as well?
I will.
No, they called a 30.
No.
Yeah, South Carolina called a 30.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what did happen was Carrio got, he left his feet on defense, and they made him pay for it.
3 ball for the Gamecocks. Jackson back up to a 10-point lead. South Carolina 58-48 is the score. We've got a timeout with 9:54 to go. Back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to
Details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
No one gets you closer to SEC basketball than SiriusXM. You can download the SiriusXM app and tune into SiriusXM SEC Radio for news, talk, and analysis throughout the college basketball season. And try it out today and take your Georgia Bulldogs with you on your phone, online, and at home. No car required.
All right, here, Scott, is where we've got to start making South Carolina doubt themselves. They've got this 10-point lead. But if we can start making a little bit of a run and get some stops here, we can start putting doubt in their mind. They'll go, well, here we go again. So that's what we've got to do at this point.
Dogs have the ball. Moncrief is back in just above the right elbow inside the arc. Now Brown pushes him back above the arc for a second. Hands the ball off to Roberts. He goes to the basket, pump fake, jumps back into the paint, banks it home good. He got the right angle. And Terry Roberts, after going scoreless for about 28 minutes of this game, now has 8, and it's an 8-point South Carolina lead, 58-50. Gamecocks basketball, they've hit 11 threes tonight, matching their season-high total. They had 11 in their win at Kentucky. And 11 here tonight, 11 of 21 on three-point shots. Backdoor feed to right, cutting through the paint, kick out Hayden Brown. There's another 3. That one misses off the rim. Rebound to Roberts for the Dogs. Up ahead to Mardrez McBride. He curls around on the wing, feeds Holt for a 3. Left wing shot won't go, off the rim. Foul on the rebound by Anselm. Frank Anselm with his second. Team's second. And another timeout.
Fees and taxes apply. See offer details and subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every three-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana says, go Dogs. tonight. Georgia 5 of 11 on threes, and we've only attempted 11. South Carolina's made 11 of theirs. They're 11 of 22, matching a season high for three-pointers in a game.
Yeah,
and they lead it by 8.
And they're well ahead of us on the glass. They've out-rebounded us 26-20. Offensive rebounds, they've had 7 to our 3.
Dogs out of the huddle with Moncrief, McBride, Roberts, Holt, and Anselm. South Carolina with Carter and Wright, Brown, Bozeman's, Verdonk, and Jackson. Pressure in the backcourt. We're trying to double right along the baseline. Pass to the wing and backcourt. Ooh, almost got a steal by Terry Roberts. He deflects it out of bounds instead. Terry's questioning whether or not it went off South Carolina, but they're giving the Gamecocks the ball. In backcourt, now they restart play here with Wright in the front side. Jackson comes to retrieve the ball. Takes an underhand scoop back near the half-court line. Juice Holt is on him. Jackson's been quiet for a while. Now he runs without the ball from left to right. Now goes to the basket. Missed the lay-in, got his own miss, taps it up and in from the right side.
Well, he's all over the place, isn't he?
He
went
was
from the right side to the left side, put it up to the left side, missed it, went to the right side, tapped it in.
Well, he ran through a series of screens, too, and got his defender off him, Juice Holt. Left him open on the left side. 60-50, 10-point lead for South Carolina. Here's Roberts. Lob again to Anselm. Goes up high. Same result as earlier. Catches it high above the rim and dunks it home with 2 hands.
Terry Roberts with the assist.
8 points for Anselm tonight. 60-52. Again, it's an 8-point lead. South Carolina in front with the ball. Jacoby Wright picks up his dribble, skips it down on the baseline to Hayden Brown. He's double-teamed out to the three-point line. Jump pass cross court to Jackson, feed the post, left block. Bozeman's for Donk, jump hook. He barely got off the floor. The shot was dreadfully low under the rim, but a foul on Anselm. He got Frank for his third. And into another timeout we go with 7:41 remaining. We should be caught up on the timeouts now. After this break, South Carolina 60, Georgia 52. Back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network.
With
Another packed house, Chuck. Another 10,523 person event.
It's slammed, and you know what? We've already got some other sellouts already on the books ahead here for Georgia. So, the fans are getting out to support this team. Right now, this team needs some support. They need something to kind of ignite them. Let them get a little run in them. We haven't had a really good run tonight.
Down 8 right now with Roberts, McBride, Holt, Moncrief, and Anselm are 5 on the floor. South Carolina going to the free throw line. Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk, 60% free throw shooter, will be at the line for South Carolina. Just 3 of 4 tonight as a team. First trip to the line for this gentleman. Right-handed shooter, the Illinois transfer, misses the foul shot up the right side of the rim. 2 points in the game for the 6'9" redshirt junior from Belgium. Crowd making noise. Didn't help that time. He made the back end. Missed the first, made the second. 9-point lead, 61-52. Roberts to the basket. Overhead pass into the paint, deflected high in the air and taken by South Carolina. Return it over. Gamecocks ball now. Mardrez with a steal at half court, and Wright fouls him. That should be an intentional foul over there. Jacoby Wright, I mean, he was had his hands on, was pushing Mardrez wide to the left baseline. The officials are going to talk about it.
Yeah,
that might be an intentional there. Come on, give the X, give the cross. Oh, they're going to look at it, I guess.
Anthony's coming over to take a look at it.
They're going to review the last play, sort out exactly what happened. Georgia got
I can tell them what happened.
It looked like they might be looking at a flop. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
That I saw Anthony give that sign to the official scorer, Derek Floyd, down to our left, as to what they were looking for, but we'll see. They have called a foul. We know that much.
Martrez never flopped, and neither did the.
No,
neither one of those two guys flopped.
Well, hopefully, let's get some. Let's see. We'll look at a replay too.
He's just reaching across him. I guess you could call that an intention.
He was making a play on the ball, looking at the replay, so he slapped the ball. He kind of had our back to us, and it looked more like he was.
But he was driving Martrez,
intentionally fouling the player, yeah. And but when he slapped across the body of McBride, he got a hand on the ball, but the foul was called on Jacoby Wright for South Carolina. Georgia will simply inbound the basketball and continue the possession now. Second foul on Wright, fourth team foul on the Gamecocks. Oh, here we go, down 9. And needing makes and stops.
On the clock.
Almost a full possession. We inbound it to McBride. A high rainbow three won't go. Moncrief with an offensive rebound on the weak side.
Well, we hadn't had enough of those tonight. That's good to see.
Roberts has it at the hash on the right side. They run the alley-oop to Moncrief, and Wright fouls him by just getting under him with his body and pushing him out of bounds under the basket. So that's 2 quick fouls on Jacoby Wright.
But again, not a shooting foul.
The intent was there. They were trying to run an alley-oop. But the shooter would have been Terry on that one, I guess, because the ball never got to Martrez McBride before he was
shoved out of bounds.
Bodied out of bounds, yes. Now Anthony Jordan, the lead official, going to talk to the scores table again.
If we're looking for a little luck, the time left in this game is 7-11.
Now they're going to review that last play again. This time just one official looking at it, so a quick huddle. Nope, he decided not to, or just a quick look.
I was going to say, if they're going to start taking some looks, I've got a few back from the first half I'd like to go back and look at.
We're just picking and choosing now. Dogs are going to have the ball, and we'll inbound. 20 on the shot clock. And the foul was on Jacoby Wright, so they got it all correct if that's what they were looking for. Roberts looking, the 5 count going, feeds it into McBride. Right corner, deep in front of our bench. Now they rotate left side now to Terry Roberts. 7:05 remaining. We're down 9 with the ball. Holt's got it above the arc on the right side. Puts it on the floor, shoves it back to Roberts with 6, with 5. Terry, left wing, works against 2 defenders. Got to put it up. There it comes. Hits the side of the rim. Rebounded by Jackson.
Boy, South Carolina, give them credit for that defense. They had Georgia so pushed out from the basket and then making them take up time.
Gamecocks lead is 9, and they've got the ball. Time starting to become a factor. Wright sees an opening. Our defense recovered, but we draw the foul. Anselm got over for a big block at the end of the play, but they got Terry for a foul before that. Roberts with his second foul. And this will put Carolina on the free throw line with 6:31 to go in the game. And the Gamecocks already leading by 9. Jacoby Wright goes to the line. 76% shooter this season. The 6'2 sophomore misses off the back left side of the rim on his first free throw attempt. Jabri Abdul-Rahim into the game for Georgia, along with Cario Oquendo, Holt, and Moncrief check out. We got to start making a push here. Down 9. Swapping points is not doing any good.
Oh, and Braylon Bridges has just not seen much of the floor at all.
Right, second free throw. Pushes it up with the right hand. That one's good. Missed the first, made the second. 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. 62-52. Terry lets the ball roll almost all the way to half court. And the clock begins. 6.5 minutes remaining. Dogs on the offensive end. Oquendo spins into the paint. Big Gray is right there. He banks it in anyway. Split the double team.
How did that go in?
And drew the foul.
He shot that behind his head with his back. That's an amazing shot.
Oquendo now with 6 and looking for 7 and a three-point play. Going to the line for an and one. Holt back in quickly. Jabri out.
Mike White want to get the defender in as we go to the other end of the floor.
6th team foul on South Carolina. Free throw good by Cario. 7 points. 62-55 is the score. South Carolina continues to lead. We try to trap Brown in the backcourt. Knock the ball loose in backcourt. And a 10-second count on South Carolina. The ball was knocked loose by the Dogs as they had trapped Brown at the half-court line, and then they forced a 10-second violation on the Gamecocks.
And give Juice Holt credit, too. He jumped on that pass back here. He jumped so high, they had to lob it over him, and that took more time with the ball in the air.
And that ball went bouncing away, too. Those precious seconds were ticking away, and South Carolina turns it over. Dogs down 7, a chance to tighten it up a little bit more here. We need a conversion. Roberts. They flash Gray out on him. Cross court to Mardrez. Left-handed three. Good! All net. Mardrez McBride with a Scana Energy three to make it 62-58.
All right, now you got South Carolina thinking, is this just the way we are?
5th three of the game for Mardrez McBride tonight. A season high for the North Texas transfer. 4-point lead for the Gamecocks. They've got the ball. Stegman trying to come alive. Jackson mishandled it, got it back, missed the lay-in. Rebound tapped up, controlled by McBride. Fouled by Brown got him, trying to hustle for the loose ball.
Yeah, he thought they called the foul on him. He's down there complaining that he got fouled, and they called the foul on him.
That's because it was on him. But yeah, he did get hit. There was some contact. 1-1 now for Mardrez McBride. He's only been 50% from the line this season, 8 of 16, but red hot from 3 tonight. 15 points, free throw, good. 16 for Mardrez. Making Augusta, Georgia proud tonight, 62-59.
You want doubt in the minds of the Gamecocks, and Georgia's putting that in there right now.
Made them both. He shoots his free throws like his three. He gets a lot of height on that ball, and it comes down right through the cylinder. McBride with 17 points for the Dogs tonight. It's a one-possession game. We were down double figures just moments ago. 5:26 to play. Still a lot of time. Pressure in the backcourt by the Dogs. Carter spinning in the backcourt to Johnson, still behind the line. Now he steps into the front side with 2 seconds to spare. Dogs knocking away at half court, and a foul on South Carolina. They tackled Juice Holt, Michi Johnson. Dogs had knocked it away, and Johnson tackled Holt to keep him from getting on the fast break.
Mike White is so smart and so good at getting Juice on that floor when he needs a defensive situation, and then he'll get, he'll get Jabri or Cario or someone of that ilk on the floor when he wants that offensive situation. But Juice there at the right time, and you see the way he gives up his body.
Holt, free throw, number 1. Good, all net. He can tie it with this next one. He gets the front end of the 1-1. It's only the 3rd point for Juice Holt tonight, but he's been one of the MVPs if Georgia goes on to win this game with his defense tonight. Second free throw in the air and good.
Boy, that climbing this hill has seemed like forever.
5:14 to go. The Dogs swatted the first inbounds pass back out of bounds. South Carolina will have to inbound it again. Boy, it's loud in here. Right in front of the student section now. Carolina bounces it into right. McBride's on him in the backcourt. Now Holt applying some defensive pressure.
Oh, he picked up his dribble in the backcourt.
He did deep in the backcourt.
Oh, goodness.
They were still able to get it on the front side on a pass to Brown. Less than 5 minutes to go. We're tied at 62. Brand new ball game. We were down a dozen moments ago. Alley-oop lob to nobody in general. Jackson saves the possession by going up high in the
hit
air.
The rim.
Threw it out to Carter. He backs his way in and falls down. Georgia with a takeaway. Up to Cario. The drive. Misses the layup. He got fouled as he slides head first into the basket support. Foul on Hayden Brown for South Carolina.
The shot that they put up went way over the rim and hit the glass. Came down. The clock kept running. They had like 4 seconds. They were trying to hurry it. They fumble it, and we come away with it. Now Cario's got to punish them at the line.
Oquendo, 2 shots, 9th team foul on the Gamecocks. 4:42 to go. Cario pushes it up, misses it off the left side of the rim. No good. Oquendo's first miss from the line tonight, 3 of 4. Can give Georgia the lead if he makes this one, and it won't go. And the rebound taken by Jackson for South Carolina. We missed them both, and it remains tied at 62. 4:34 remaining. Now less than that. South Carolina with a basketball, front court left. Johnson back and forth behind a screen. Here comes a straight on 3. Ooh, brick. Offensive rebound. Hayden Brown, that guy's killed us all night long. He puts it back up and in.
Yeah, he just picked the ball up off the floor. Nobody contested it.
That's his first basket of the second half. He had 13 in the first half. Dogs down 2, 64-62 with the ball. Oquendo goes to Mardrez, who feeds Roberts on the right side. Anselm with a screen and roll. Here comes the alley-oop. Oh, yeah.
How many times have they run that tonight?
That's 4 dunks for Anselm. He's in double figures with 10. We're tied at 64. You could see it coming a mile away, and Carolina could just stand there and watch it. Gamecocks basketball. Jackson flashes out. Holt right in his shoes. Goes right with him. He's shut him down here about the last half of the game. Juice steals the ball. Throws it across the paint. Scramble for it. South Carolina comes away with it. Clock still down to 5 now. Check a whistle. They blew the whistle. I think they wanted to reset the clock.
No, they want to review. What are they reviewing?
The shot clock says 5. Todd Austin blew the whistle. Now they've stopped play and sent both teams to their benches, and they're going to take a timeout. 3:26 to go in the game.
This is Mexicana, White Plains, New York.
This in-game recap's brought to you by Regions. You can get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card from Regions, the official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. Tied at 64. They reviewed that last play, and they determined that Georgia had possession after the steal.
Temporarily.
And then South Carolina got the ball back. The shot clock did not reset. That's why they blew the play dead. They have reset the shot clock for South Carolina at 28 seconds. So the Gamecocks are going to have the basketball. We're tied at 64. Less than 3.5 minutes remain. South Carolina inbounds. Meechie Johnson, the Ohio State transfer, guarded by Oquendo between the circles. They screen with Brown. He rolls to the basket. Johnson follows. Floater won't go. A foul on the play. Dogs are going to be called for the violation. Cario got him. Second foul on Oquendo. 2 shots coming for Meechie Johnson, 72% shooter from the free throw line. His first trip to the line tonight. If this makes you feel any better, he's 18 for 18 from the line in his last 7 games.
Wow.
Now 19 for 19. As the free throw is good. Johnson now with 10 points for South Carolina. 65-64. Gamecocks by a point. And that next free throw goes in automatically. He's got 11, and the lead is 2 for the Gamecocks. South Carolina trying to upset the Dogs. Roberts on the drive, off balance bank shot, a whistle and a foul on South Carolina.
Terry almost got that to go, and that's that sudden burst of speed that Terry Roberts has. He kind of lulls the defender to sleep, and then he'll just kind of make that burst by. And you know what? He's good at hitting at awkward angles off the glass.
Terry was scoreless in the first half, 0 for 5 from the field. Now with that free throw, he's got 9 points, and he's 4 for 5 from the field in the second half. Free throw number 1 good, and he'll try to tie the game with this one. Ball's in the air, and the Bradley transfer hits them both. 66 apiece, Georgia and South Carolina. Gamecocks basketball. We've got 3 minutes to play here in Athens. Johnson cradles it in his left arm on the logo. Now puts it on the floor, guarded by McBride. They try to screen, they miss. Johnson feeds Jackson. And check a whistle. Pushing foul on Georgia, I guess, is the call. Baseline official call the foul on Juice Holt. Maybe a block. First foul on Holt. 6th team foul on the Dogs. Carolina's already got 10, so Georgia in the double bonus if they get to the line. Gamecocks with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 2:50 remaining in regulation here. South Carolina inbounds with a high lob to Hayden Brown. They come back to the left side to Michi Johnson. He dribbles against Oquendo. Left-hand dribble through traffic, kick out for a 3. Deep 3 is good. Jacoby Wright on the right wing.
And that's a new season high for them in threes.
That's his 3rd. That's their 12th. Most threes this season. Will it be enough for them? They lead by 3, 69-66. Dogs ball, 2:20 to go. Holt holds it and observes the South Carolina defense. Now fires back to Terry Roberts, who got a screen from Anselm. Hoists the deep jumper, won't go. Holt with an offensive rebound and a putback after the spin. 1 point game, 69-68.
Boy, that guy hustles.
Holt with a big play. 1 point lead for the Gamecocks. They've got the ball. Michi Johnson dribbles with the left hand, keeps his defender at bay with his right. 3 ball by Hayden Brown. Missed it off the right side of the rim. Rebound Holt for the Dogs. Georgia has it back. Chance to take the lead. Run an alley-oop to Anselm. He can't shoot it there. He goes under the basket, puts it up from the other side, hooks it up and in. Dogs lead by a point.
Wow.
Timeout.
Hey, the alley-oop wasn't there, but the reverse underneath was.
The big guy with a nice move and some footwork underneath. 1:39 to go. Did we call the time or they called the time?
We call the time, but
Mike calls a 30, and they want to stretch it to a full, so they'll use a full timeout here. Georgia has 2 remaining. South Carolina with 1 timeout remaining and 1:39 to play, and it's the Dogs 70 and South Carolina 69. Georgia's first lead
since when?
Since 20 to 18.
Since Fluff was a kid.
I don't know Fluff, but
well, Fluff was
it was early in the first half.
A kid. He was, he's now a grown cat.
Oh, he's grown. Okay, he's a fat cat now. It's been that long since the Dogs had a lead, and it's a measly 1 point right now. Still plenty of time remaining. Dogs with McBride leading the way tonight. 17 points, a season high for Mardrez. 5 3-pointers for Mardrez McBride. Anselm's played out of his mind tonight. 12 points for Frank Anselm. 4 boards as well. He's got a block or 2.
And I got to tell you something. Right now, I got to say a lot about Juice Holt. Juice Holt he's given up his body. He's played great defense. And a while ago, he goes in there, grabs that offensive rebound, and then lays it back in at a perfect time for the Dogs. That young man he hustles and hustles and hustles.
We get Moncrief back on the floor out of the timeout. Dogs with Holt, McBride, Roberts, Moncrief, and Anselm. Pressure in the backcourt. They bounce it into Carter. Mardrez D's him up. We try to double. Jump pass to the half-court line to right. Sends it to the right wing to Michi Johnson. 90 seconds to go. South Carolina down a point with the ball. Johnson around a screen. Drives right side. Dribbles behind his back. Spins against Holt. Puts up the bank shot. It's short. Look who's there for the follow. Offensive rebound, Hayden Brown, their MVP. And he banks it home good.
Nobody blocked him out.
17 points for the Citadel transfer. They lead by a point, 71-70, and Georgia will use another timeout. Terry Roberts dribbles the ball dead right in front of the bench, and Mike White calls time. 10th lead change of the game. We've had 7 ties. Right now, with 67 seconds remaining, South Carolina has a 1-point lead. Dogs have been unable to keep Hayden Brown off the glass tonight. Brown this evening with a double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. His career numbers were off the chart at the Citadel. His career high is 37 points, and his career high, this is a 6'5" guy now. 21 rebounds is his career high. That all came at the Citadel. He had 28 career double-doubles, and he's got one tonight in a Gamecock uniform. 6th-year player, over 1,600 points and approaching 850 career rebounds. That guy can play. Dogs with the ball.
He's been in the right place at the right time all night long.
Georgia inbounds with Juice in the front court. Lobs it into Terry in the back court. Roberts, bounces it across, goes to the wing. Now, top of the key, Cario drives. Ball got out of his hands. He was going in for a one-handed jam. That would have blown the roof off the place. Lost the ball at the last second, but South Carolina fouled him. They will send Cario to the free throw line for 2 shots.
All right, Cario got to make these 2.
Foul was on G.G. Jackson, his second. Well, Jackson just kind of vanished from the game, Chuck, after he scored that dozen points and Holt started defending him. He's only got 2 since. Cario misses another foul shot. Wow. His 3rd straight. Now 3 out of 6 at the line. Oquindo's been struggling at the line. Last 3 games coming into tonight, he was just 11 for 19. So he's about 50% from the stripe in his last 4 games now. That one got in there, and we're tied at 71. Oquindo with 8. 58 seconds to go in this contest. 71 apiece. Right in backcourt. We try to trap him under the basket. He turned it over. Holt got a steal. Misses the putback. Gets an offensive rebound, and they foul him. Juice with another defensive play. Woo! Goes to the line, try to give the Dogs the lead with 51 seconds to go. Foul on Hayden Brown. Was his 4th, I believe that's who they called that on. Tied at 7. Are they saying that's his 5th foul? No, they said that's his 5th foul.
Yeah, they got 5 on him. He's done.
Yep.
Here he is right here. Let me see.
They had to confer with the official score. Yeah,
Hayden. See you, Hayden.
What a game he had.
Just tell him goodbye. I'm happy to see him.
Boy, if you're a Georgia fan, you are. That guy had a heck of a performance tonight. 17 points and 10 rebounds, and he fouls out. They get big Josh Gray back in the game. 7 feet, 255, LSU transfer. Holt at the line. Juice, a good free throw shooter. 83% for the year. 4 for 4 tonight. Try to give the Dogs the lead here. In the air. Yeah! Oh, it touched all of the rim, front and back, and
the
fell through.
I mean, that hit everything. That caught 2 members of the band.
Dogs by a point. Try to make it a huge 2-point lead. Easy peasy, right through the heart. Carolina with a basketball, 48 seconds to go. They're down 2, 73-71. They've got a timeout left. Their coaches, one of them, the head coach, is out on the floor by about 16 inches down to our left. Jackson with the ball to the elbow, dumps under the defender, scoops it up and in. We're tied.
No
he went
doubt
to the
they
left.
wanted to have that ball.
He came back to the right after he stopped going left, and he got by our defender and scooped it up and in easily. Clock continues to tick. Roberts brings it across the timeline. We call timeout with 22 seconds. Chance to win the ball game coming up for the Dogs. We're tied at 73. Shot clock is off. Again, 22.5 seconds to go as we pause for station identification on the Bulldog Sports Network. Terrific second half. Well, it's been a good game throughout, really. South Carolina built a 12-point lead here in this half with just over 13 minutes to go. It was 52-40. They led by 10 with about 7 minutes to play. Georgia then went on a 12-2 run to catch the Gamecocks at 64, but didn't take the lead until moments ago when it was 70-69. We're knotted at 73 right now, checking the Scana Energy three-point basket total. Georgia with 6 of 14 threes. South Carolina with a season-high 12 three-pointers tonight, 12 of 25. They've shot it well. Now they've got to defend well if they hope to force an extra session here. Try to get out with a win, but the Dogs are going to try to win it on this last possession. 73 apiece with 22.5 seconds to go. And let's hope we can get that final shot and it goes in and we get out of here with a win.
Let's or get to the line late.
Holt inbounds to Roberts in backcourt. Clock at 19. Terry walks it into the front side, dribbles on the logo. Jacoby Wright trying to guard. They force two on Roberts. Jump pass to Holt. 10 to play. Juice to Mardrez. He drives. He jumps. Passed into the corner for a three. Oquendo misses it off the back end. Long pass for South Carolina. Oh, did we foul him with less than a second to go? They don't call
foul.
it.
No call.
South Carolina got a run-out opportunity with 2 seconds to go. It looked like contact on the left end of the floor. They didn't blow the whistle. We go to overtime.
Wow.
Take a break here. Overtime tied at 73. Georgia and South Carolina will come back to Stegman for 5 more minutes at least right after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
College sports is full of great trash talkers. But what speaks louder than a verbal smackdown are stats. So we'll let Ford F-Series speak for itself. Like advanced capabilities, intelligent towing, smart technology, and 45 years as America's best-selling truck. That's Ford F-Series. Custom order your 2023 F-150 at your local Ford dealer, a proud supporter of college athletics. Some models, trims, and features may not be available based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Back here at Stegman Coliseum, along with Chuck Donald, Scott Howard with you courtside, Adam Gillespie, our producer-engineer, and Luke Nadkarni in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. A little free basketball for you tonight. 5 minutes on the clock as we go to overtime number 1. First extra session for the Dogs this season. In fact, our first overtime game in the last 2 seasons. And we're tied at 73. Dogs' last shot attempt, a 3-ball by Cario Oquendo from the left corner, hit off the rim. South Carolina in 2 seconds got a half-court pass and attempted a winning layup with the clock expiring. There was some contact, it looked like, on Jackson nearing the basket. The officials didn't call the play or didn't call the foul, and time ran out before Jackson was able to execute the shot. And so we go to overtime. Our overtime 5 will be Anselm, Oquendo, Holt, Roberts, and McBride. South Carolina, they've lost Hayden Brown now. Remember, he fouled out in regulation. They've got Gray and Jackson, Wright, Johnson, And Chico Carter. Anselm and Gray in the center circle for the overtime jump ball. Anthony Jordan still with the ball in his hands, the official, trying to position everybody on the floor for the 5 minutes.
All right, here we go. Free basketball.
There's the toss. Tap controlled by South Carolina. They'll continue to work right to left here in this overtime session. Tied at 73. Carter with the dribble, right hand on the wing, gives it up to Meechie Johnson, over to Jackson for a straight on three, missed it deep off the back of the rim. Mardrez McBride fought for the rebound. Gray fouled him. They don't whistle that, but we get the ball anyway. His body contact knocked it out of the hands of McBride. We had to retrieve it in the corner. Dogs with the possession. Chance to take the lead here in overtime. Roberts dribbles, does his work, scoops it up, leaves it short. Hit the backboard, came down, didn't touch the iron. Rebound, South Carolina. Johnson out of the left wing throws up a running layup attempt that airballed. Caught by Georgia on the other side. Dogs push it up the floor. Carrio shot, swatted into the band. Rejected, but there was a whistle before that and a foul on South Carolina.
He'll shoot a couple.
Fouls on Chico Carter. That's the first for the South Carolina guard. Transfer from Murray State. And that'll put Carrio on the free throw line. Let's hope he can clean up his free throws here in the overtime. Free throw number one. Going to roll off the rim. Hit off the backboard. No good. He's missed 4 tonight. Oquendo, 4 of 8 at the line. We need all of those. Made the second one. Dogs lead by a point, 74-73. Pressure on the entry again. Johnson trapped in the corner. Jump pass. He hooks it across to Jackson, who runs it up into the front court. On the far sideline, he kind of pushed Holt out of the way with his left forearm, but officials are letting him play now. A lot of stuff is not being called. Johnson mishandles the dribble, recovers, feeds it to Jacoby Wright on the wing.
6 seconds.
Now 5 on the clock. Wright found an open spot on the floor and hit a 3 straight away, right top of the key. That's his 4th three-pointer for Jacoby Wright. 13 points all in since halftime. 76-74, South Carolina leads by 2. We're in overtime in Athens, 3:30 to go. Roberts dribbled it too high off the floor, couldn't control it. South Carolina with a steal. They run the floor. Throw up a scoop air ball, trying to alley-oop it, I think,
they
to
had
Jackson.
3 on 1.
Yeah, and they missed it. They blew it. Georgia takeaway. Roberts doesn't blow it. He finds Oquendo on the block, and Carrio lays it up right under the basket. We're tied at 76. (76-76), and South Carolina has the ball. Meechie Johnson swings it around on the left wing. He got a screen, shoots from the elbow, misses it deep. Rebound Mardrez, sprint down the middle of the floor, kick out left side. Oquendo to the rack, and he left it short on the lay-in, but he got fouled. Carrio taking it inside will go to the line. And we got another review coming up.
We got a review coming up.
Fouls on Jacoby Wright, his 4th. Yep, officials are going to review something that occurred seconds ago again. And each team will take a quick huddle. Georgia right in front of the bench as they huddle. And South Carolina's players look extremely winded as they slowly walk back to their head coach, Lamont Paris, on the other side of the half-court line. Two of the 3 officials are to our left now with a headset on and looking at the video replay monitor. 76 all is our score. We're in overtime with 2:46 remaining in the extra session. Georgia expecting to go to the free throw line here with Carrio Oquendo. Not sure what the review was about. Unless you can overhear their conversations, you're kind of left in the dark. Oh, they were reviewing to see who the foul was on. They called it on 3, I think.
I'm not sure. It's 2 shots, he says.
They were looking at the last shot for South Carolina. That's what they were looking at. Jacoby Wright's basket to see if that was a 3. And they determined it was a 3, as his toe was just a fraction of an inch
behind the line.
Right behind the three-point line. So that's what the review was about. See, we can figure this stuff out on our own if we get a little bit of help. Cario, free throw, number one, all net. Dead solid, perfect. He's got a dozen points now. Oquendo and Roberts were both scoreless at the half. Now they've combined for 22, now 23. Cario hits both foul shots. Big shots for the Dogs, 78-76 Georgia. 2:40 to go in the overtime. Carolina, front court left with a right-hand dribble guarded by Oquendo. They screen out front, Wright's dribbling right wing now. Defensive switch, Holtz on him. Jackson lobs it into the paint. Pass intercepted by Anselm. Roberts to Oquendo, but
they're calling intentional.
A whistle
intentional
long
foul.
ago, yep, on South Carolina, long before the one-handed dunk by Cario. So the basket is no good. And an intentional foul. So free throws and the ball for the Dogs coming up here.
Hey, I'd rather have that than the dunk.
Yeah, a chance to stretch it out a little bit with 2:25 to go. The Dogs were down 12 with 13 minutes to play, down 10 with roughly 7 minutes to go. We get to overtime. Officials are huddled. Both teams are huddled.
And they're going to come take a look, but
they're going to look at the monitor again. Well, they're wearing a path to the video monitor here in the second half. Plays under review. They've called an intentional foul on South Carolina.
You know, I know how they could do away with this kind of time, taking this time for the. I think we need to add like 3 more officials. Then you have 6 out here, guys. You know,
then there'd be 6 guys looking at the video monitor. We're looking at a replay. I'm not sure if it's what they're looking at. Let's see, did they foul? Where did the foul occur?
It must have.
Because as we're watching the replay, now, was it a hold on Cario so that he didn't break away? Maybe that's what the foul was on Jackson, perhaps, as we look at the video monitor. Trying to determine exactly what the officials are reviewing here. That was only my only guess there, because at the end of the play, South Carolina did not touch Oquendo. They didn't touch Roberts, it appeared, as he was distributing the basketball on Georgia's fast break. So unless they got Jackson for a hold on Cario near the half-court line before he broke away. Officials are still looking at the monitor. Anthony Jordan leading the way. He's talking on the headset to, I guess, the truck as they replay the monitor back and forth, or he may be talking to the replay operator here on the scorer's table to our left. So the overtime game gets a little bit lengthier here. 2:25 in the overtime. Georgia 78, South Carolina 76. Chuck listening in intently, trying to pick up some tidbits here. And we're going to get the instruction here. So Chuck's got the info. All right, what's the skinny?
All right, they got a common foul, and so it'll be Georgia will shoot, and then it'll be Georgia's ball. Hang on a second. Yeah, Georgia will have to shoot. They'll shoot 2,
right?
But then the ball will belong to South Carolina.
But he said intentional foul
originally, but now they've
overruled that.
They've overruled that, so it's just a common foul.
All right. So 2 shots and then play resumes as normal.
Exactly.
All right. So Cario at the line for 2 shots here, trying to make the lead a little bit bigger for the Dogs. Free throw number 1 is all net. And it's a 3-point lead for Georgia. Believe it or not, this is Georgia's largest lead of the game. And now it's at 4. That one rolled in there off the rim. Dogs 80, South Carolina 76 in overtime. Crowd here at Stegman, a sold-out crowd, most of them standing with 2:15 to go in the overtime session. Jackson has it left to the paint, back to the basket, trying to work against Juice. Spins to the baseline, puts it up, around the rim, kicks it out. And a foul on the rebound on the Dogs. They got Anselm. No, they got Juice.
Juice. I got to tell you, Juice has done a great job. He's been
2 shots now for G.G. Jackson, the 6'9 freshman, who started off the game like a house of fire. He had a dozen points before we could blink. He's only got 2 more baskets since early in the ball game. He's got 16 tonight, which certainly looks good. And that's his exact average. Free throw by Jackson nestles in there. He'll get 1 more. Jackson on the year 64%. Only 18 years old. He turned 18 last month. Reclassified last July to join the 2022 class for South Carolina.
Thinking that guy ought to be playing in high school right now. That's scary.
That is scary. He had a double-double in their 21-point loss to Florida over the weekend, or earlier in the week, excuse me. That free throw rims out, no good. Rebounded by the Dogs. Holt stripped out by South Carolina. Dogs will have the basketball with 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining and leading by 3.
South Carolina is asking the officials to look at it, and they're saying, no, we saw that one just fine.
Jackson made a free throw, missed the second one. Georgia has the ball in a 3-point lead. We convert here, can make it a 2-possession game. Roberts dribbling far side of the floor, sees Mardrez open, gets the ball to him. Back to Terry. Roberts above the 3, guarded by Davis. Now they switch. Holt has the ball, 9 seconds to shoot. Mardrez with it. Side dish left to Roberts. He's surrounded by 3 players. Loses the ball with 2 to go as he tried to spin and drive to the basket. Lost it down around his knees, and it rolls out of bounds.
And give South Carolina credit. That was great defense. Georgia never got a decent look.
As soon as Terry got the ball with less than 10 seconds on the shot clock, 3 black shirts just surrounded him, and they weren't going to let him go anywhere. He ended up turning it over. Dogs haven't turned the ball over a lot tonight. That's only our 11th. That's below our season average of 14. 3-point game. Dogs in front here in overtime. Minute 25, now less than that remaining. Carolina basketball. Jacoby Wright dribbles, gets a screen from the big guy. Offensive foul on the big guy. He was screening, and finally screened one too many times. He put too much body into Cario Oquendo.
Well, you know what? You get these overtimes, they get tired, and your feet just don't want to move right. So, so you lean, you put that body in there, and that's exactly what that is.
80-77, the Dogs will get it back on the offensive foul by South Carolina. Roberts slowly walks it into the front court. Minute 13, minute 12, minute 11. Zachary Davis is right on him, almost hip to hip. Now they screen with Anselm. Roberts weaves into the paint, picks up the dribble, dumps it underneath on the right block to Juice Holt. He goes up, they block his shot and take it away. Oh, they called a jump ball. Dogs have the arrow. Oh, break for Georgia.
Wow.
Gray blocked the shot. He got a palm on it. They called a jump ball.
They're telling the coach is screaming at the officials. They're sending him back to the bench.
A bench warning for Lamont Paris, who was almost out of half court. He is again. Look at him.
Boy, he's pushing his luck now.
He's trying to get the attention of the officials for something about the shot clock or the game clock. He was out almost a half court. Now one of the officials is going to go and listen to him and see what he has to say. Game clock's at 59.4. Shot clock's at 20.
Boy, now they've nailed him.
They called a technical foul on him.
My goodness. Oh, he finally called a timeout.
Oh, timeout, okay. So he uses his last. Well, he's got 1 timeout remaining. They had 2 in the overtime session. So he uses the timeout to get the official to actually come over and listen to him, whatever his complaint was. Now they charge South Carolina with a full timeout. We'll take a timeout, too. 59.4 to go. Full timeout here at Stegman. 80-77. Georgia leads South Carolina in overtime. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
(80-77), Georgia leads by 3 over South Carolina here in overtime. 59 seconds to play in the overtime session. The Dogs with 4 players in double figures tonight, led by Mardrez McBride, who has 17. 5 3-pointers for McBride tonight. Oquendo has 15 points. He had 0 at the half. All of his 15 points coming after the break. Same for Terry Roberts, who had no points at intermission. He's got 10 in the game to go with 9 assists tonight. Frank Anselm, don't forget about the game that he's played. He's had the majority of minutes tonight as our big guy inside. He's got 12 points and 4 rebounds.
I'll tell you what, if you ask me the MVP tonight for Georgia, I'd say Juice Holt. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of things that you can hang your hat on statistically, but he's been in their face and in their grill on defense. He's grabbed a key rebound at a key time and laid it back in.
Well, he does have, Chuck, he's got 8 points. He's 6 for 6 from the line. He's got 6 rebounds and a career best 5 steals in the game.
He's been so tough defensively. My goodness, what a difference he's made.
Dogs to inbound the basketball underneath their basket, actually to the left of it. Roberts overheads it into Frank Anselm. Back to Oquendo. He scoops it near the half-court line back to Terry Roberts, who inbounded the ball. 12 on the shot clock for Roberts. Right-hand dribble, feeds across the paint to Anselm. They knock the ball out of his hands. It goes high up off the top of the backboard. Comes down to South Carolina. There was no whistle. 3-point game. Georgia leads. South Carolina try to pop a 2 with Johnson. Won't go. Offensive rebound stripped away from Mardrez McBride. South Carolina has it again. 3-ball. Jackson, right wing. No good. Off the rim. Rebound tapped out to Johnson. Catch and shoot 3. Won't go again. Off the rim. Rebound Mardrez. They knock him down. Gray takes the ball. Tries to lay it up. Misses it high off the backboard.
That'll be South Carolina's with a possession arrow.
They call a jump ball. Gray fell to the floor in the paint. There's 18 seconds on the clock in overtime. Shot clock is off now. South Carolina's going to have the possession as they get the arrow on the jump ball. Mardrez McBride had that ball in his hands about 3 different times, and every time they knocked it loose. Now South Carolina will use his last overtime timeout. They're down 3 with 18 seconds to go. So Lamont Paris will call another timeout.
Scott, I tell you, as these two teams go to their benches, you can look in these kids' faces. They are exhausted. This has been emotionally and physically draining.
Carolina's lost one of their best players, perhaps the best player in this game tonight, Hayden Brown. He fouled out in regulation with 17 points and 10 rebounds, with 7 of 10 from the field, and really hurt Georgia on the glass with 10 boards. Many of those on the offensive end get offensive rebound and a putback basket, but he's gone in the overtime session. Jackson has 17 points, their all-star freshman, with 8 rebounds. Carter with 12, Johnson with 11. Wright comes in there with 13. They've got a season-high 13 three-pointers in the game, yet they trail by 3 with 18 seconds to go in And we were told by one of their key members of their crew that
what would it take for South Carolina to win this game? They said if we hit 10 threes, they felt good about it. Well, they've hit 13, and they're down by 3 in overtime.
And they will have the ball when play continues. Overtime, 18 seconds to go. Dogs stay with that same 5 of Roberts, Oquendo, McBride, Holt, and Anselm. South Carolina will answer with Johnson and the big guy Gray and the 6'9 freshman Jackson, along with Chico Carter and Jacoby Wright. Now they'll inbound from the right baseline next to their basket, far side of the floor. Anselm trying to guard. They don't go under the basket.
Almost threw that away.
And Gray saves it, tight ropes it on the side. Long, deep three with 11 seconds to go off the rim. Tie up on the rebound. No, they call a foul. Jackson got his hands on it. Georgia had 2 guys reaching in there. And they call a foul on McBride for Georgia. That's going to put South Carolina on the line with 9.1 seconds to go.
I'm not sure that's a bad thing.
No, they're down 3, and it's a 1-and-1. And it'll be G.G. Jackson at the line. 3 out of 4 from the stripe tonight. He's got 17 points. 9.1. Free throw number 1, good. It's a 2-point game, 80-78. We're waiting for the second free throw. Anthony Jordan was talking to some of the players on the left side of the foul lane. Now he gives the ball to Jackson. Second free throw's in the air. No good. Rebound. Oquendo covers it up. Still holding it. Now they finally foul and the clock down to 5.6. They let 4 seconds almost tick off the clock.
And 2, that'll be 2.
Double
two
bonus
shots
for Georgia.
Cario.
Yeah, Cario gets 2 with Georgia leading by 2 with 5.6 to go. The foul was committed by Josh Gray, his 4th. And Oquendo recovers after he missed 3 out of 4 at the line tonight. He's made 5 straight.
I got a quick question. Why did he take that enormously long 3 with still 10 seconds?
Oquendo, free throw, missed the front end. Cario now 9 for 14 from the line tonight. You need this one to put the Dogs up 3. Free throw in the air, good. 81-78. Georgia wants a time. Dogs call time, leading by 3 with 5.6 seconds to go. Not out of the woods yet.
Unbelievable.
Carolina 0 for their last 8 from the field. Georgia, no field goals in the last 3:09 of overtime. And South Carolina longer than that, almost 3 minutes and 40 seconds without a field goal here in the overtime session for the Gamecocks, who are trying to end a 4-game slide. Georgia's trying to halt a 3-game losing streak and trying to end 12 straight losses to these guys, South Carolina. They've taken the lead in the series, and this is the 121st meeting between the two. South Carolina has won 62. Georgia's won 58. But the Gamecocks have won 12 in a row. We haven't beaten them in 6 years. The last win came in the SEC tournament in 2016 in Nashville.
Wow.
So 7 years. It's been 7 years.
Was that the game at J.J. Frazier? Has it been that long?
Yes, I'm not making it up. I wouldn't lie.
Wow.
At least not knowingly. All right, South Carolina's going to have the ball. 5.6, more than enough time to get the ball from baseline to baseline.
Well, except
we'll see how Georgia defends.
Juice Holt's on the floor. Yeah. That's the only thing I'd say about that.
We'll see how the Dogs defend.
I will tell you this, Juice is going to make it difficult for him.
Chico Carter's going to inbound. He can run the baseline. Dogs are not going to put a man on him. He's looking to throw a baseball pass. He does high, and we bat it away. Ball is bouncing, collected by Gray. Give it to Jackson at the horn. Missed the 3 off the right side of the rim.
Wow.
Georgia clears and wins the game.
How about that?
We even deflected the inbounds pass. They still got a good look. Jackson from the left wing just missed a desperation 3 to try to send it to a second overtime. It hit the far side of the rim. And Georgia wins it in extra session, 81-78.
My goodness. Well, it's one of those you'd like to say had it all the way, but
but we didn't. That would be a lie.
We didn't. Yeah, that would be. We didn't even have it when we deflected the inbounds pass. And we did the smart thing. We deflected it back towards half court. They still got a good look and got the ball in the air.
Georgia ends the 12-game losing streak to South Carolina with an overtime win here tonight in front of a sellout crowd. Wins their 14th of the year, now 14-7, and 500 in the league again. Straight up 4-4 in SEC play for South Carolina. That's a hard one to swallow for those guys. 8-13 now. They've lost 5 straight, and they're now 1-7 in the SEC.
But let me say this: I felt like what would happen happened. That when we got them down to 8-7 points, and they'd seen that lead shrink to that,